explain any four notions. Explain any four notions of kingship, K-I-N-G, kingship during the Kushana and Gupta Empire. During the Kushana and Gupta Empire. Okay? Now write. The following points express the notion of kingship. The notion of kingship during the Kushana and Gupta Empire. During the Kushana and Gupta Empire. Number 1. The notion of kingship projected during the Kushana and Gupta empires. Kushana and Gupta empires probably found in their coins and sculptures. Found in their coins and sculptures. Stop. Point number 2. Extremely large statues. Point number 2. Extremely large statues of Kushana rulers have been found at Mat. M-A-T. It's not mat, it's Mat. Near Mathura. Near Mathura, comma, indicates the Kushana's thought themselves as gods. Stop. Point number 3. Many Kushana rulers assumed the title Devaputra, comma, motivated by motivated by the rulers of China, motivated by the rulers of China. Stop. Last point. The history of Gupta Empire has been taken from literature, coins and inscriptions composed in praise of praise of kings. Stop. Done. Complete. Let's see. Next question. This is important. How did Ashoka, this is not there in your syllabus, in your book directly, okay, but it is a common question of CBSE, right? How did Ashoka promote Buddhism? How did Ashoka promote Buddhism? Question mark. The same question continues. Mention his principle of Dhamma. Mention his principle of Dhamma. Stop. 8 mark. This is an 8-mark question. 2 questions together. How did Ashoka promote Buddhism? Question mark. Mention his principle of Dhamma. Stop. Now write. Ashoka adopted Buddhism. Ashoka adopted Buddhism after the Kalinga War. After the Kalinga War. Stop. He promoted Buddhism by spreading the philosophy of Dhamma. By spreading the philosophy of Dhamma. Stop. The principles of Dhamma were simple, The principles of Dhamma were simple and universally applicable. And universally applicable. Stop. Now, number 1 point. Ashoka himself set an example. Ashoka himself set an example to the people by accepting Buddhism. Stop. He himself obeyed those rules which he propagated. Stop. The common people were greatly influenced as they saw their king, Their, their king as a monk. Stop. Number 2. To propagate Buddhism, Ashoka ordered to produce inscriptions, pillars and caves engraved with rules of Buddhism. Stop. Point number 3. Ashoka tried to convince people through religious acts or plays which according to Buddhism is a path to salvation. Stop. Next point. Pilgrimages very successful pilgrimages, were very successful in this direction. In this direction. Stop. He arranged many meetings and propagated rules of Buddhism. Rules of Buddhism. Stop. Ashoka appointed special officials called Dhamma Mahamatta. Dhamma, D-H-A-M-M-A, Mahamatta, M-A-H-A-M-A-T-T-A-S, to propagate Buddhism. To propagate Buddhism. Stop. Next point. The teachings of Ashoka on inscriptions were in Pali. Which was the most commonly spoken language. Stop. Next point. Ashoka's Dhamma Mahamattas. Ashoka's apostrophe S, Dhamma Mahamattas went to Sri Lanka, China, Syria and Egypt. Sri Lanka, China, Syria and Egypt. Stop. Even his son and daughter, Mahendra and Sanghamitra, went to Sri Lanka to propagate Buddhism. Stop. Last point. The principles of Dhamma included respect towards elders, comma, generosity towards Brahmins, towards Brahmins, comma, treating slaves and servants kindly, and respect to all religions, and respect to all religions. Stop. Done. Acha, any questions and doubts? Any questions and doubts? Otherwise, I'll end the class here. Students who are online, please. No. Okay. So, land grants. What land grants, Alka? What land grants? I could not understand. What is your question? They give their both are correct, because the points which you have made, they are the two ideas of the historians. We cannot deny any of them. One group of people, they think that it is for showing power. One group of people think that it is because of destruction of power. So both are correct. So you have to write both. According to some scholars this, according to some scholar that. Both are correct. Okay. And others? Jivanangshu and all? All correct.